The organizational problem Group 7, Ariana, Alex, Kayla, and myself, Jeremy, will be taking a closer look at is employee layoffs at Disney parks due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Problems Disney is facing due to COVID-19 has caused much distraught for Disney and their parks. For example, Disney has furloughed 37,000 employees. However, much greater an issue is the 32,000 layoffs Disney was forced to make. These layoffs absolutely hurt Disney's image and even led to an outpouring of support behind the 32,000 layoffs. Senator Elizabeth Warren exclaimed how Disney executives are prioritizing their shareholders and CEO pay while hurting the well-being of their employees. The public eye and Abigail Disney, great niece of Walt Disney, is also disappointed with the actions taken by the executives. Bob Iger, former CEO, noticed the difficulties facing Disney in other countries and ultimately decided to step down this past February.
Into the investigation of Disney's layoffs, the pandemic closed all 12 of the Disney theme park stores, and the company's profit dropped 91% during the first 3 months of 2020. And with great loss, we know must come great layoffs. And as of November 27th, the new total rises 4,000 more, up to 32,000 laid off employees, with over 37,000 furloughed employees. Disney itself employs over 223,000 employees globally, and with only 2 operating parks, it's just too much staff to accompany everyone. With only 1 US park open and over 10,000 employees just in the United States, cutbacks needed to be great to prevent any greater losses for the company. The loss for the fiscal year that ended up September is over $2 billion. I think it was about 2.8, which is about 1/5 of the profit from the year before, which is over $10.8 billion.
In our analysis on the park closures of Disney resulting in the layoffs, we decided to use some of these theories from class. The first one we started with was the human nature, more specifically decision making. Humans tend to have subconscious and conscious biases that they use when they go to make decisions. To combat these potentials for error, we must have a two-step process, and that begins with a self-awareness in our leadership team and a system of checks and balances. Layoffs may feel like a very natural reaction to this shutdowns, but they may not always be necessary. That begs the question of what can we do to truly be intentional and be aware in our leadership team to avoid these layoffs at all costs. The next theory that we discussed was human nature and as it applies to job attitudes and satisfaction. Disney needs to foster a positive job attitude by developing employee commitment and job satisfaction. Proper training on opening parks during COVID-19 and communication with employees is essentially crucial. Employees should never be left in the dark wondering if they'll have a job tomorrow morning. We also need to make sure we have a very safe reopening for the guests and the employees to promote a positive work environment and a positive guest experience. The next theory we discussed is motivation, more specifically goals and rewards. Disney should consider implementing some type of reward systems for employees that are not monetary. We can do this by using praise as an ultimate reward. We got to be careful also to not fuel any jealousy among colleagues and not to under reward or over reward. But we can promote a motivated and enthusiastic staff that can be felt at the bottom line in the guest experience. Now, the next issue that we want to discuss, the next theory that we want to implement here, is a change of leadership style. We can have a transformational leadership style to truly change this organization for the better. Idealized influence will set the standard. Intellectual stimulation will foster the growth. Individualized consideration will empower and coach all of our employees. And inspirational motivation will inspire them to new heights they never thought were possible. This will truly connect all the employees, from ride mechanic to restaurant server, with the overall mission of Disney. And it's in our analysis that we can begin to truly form some recommendations for how to move forward during these tough times.
Recommendations on how the organization should proceed in light of our analysis. These new measures presented below are supposed to still give you that magical Disney experience, but in a responsible way. Even though there are some layoffs, we still have to prepare for the Disney parks reopening with new policies. The recommended policies includes requiring masks, having sanitation stations widely available, online mobile ordering for meals, and cashless pay. We also recommend physical barriers where it is difficult to maintain strict physical distancing and signing to assist the guests to responsibly move throughout the property. Dealing with the employee aspect of the organization, we recommend Disney Parks to establish a reward system for the existing employees. This will show appreciation for their help with following the new guidelines and being there during the pandemic. This will not only improve job performance, but also job satisfaction when they can see that their hard work is not going unnoticed. Another thing that would improve job satisfaction is communication. We recommend that Disney develop a communication method for employees. This could help notify each employee of the good and bad within the organization. This also could help relay messages effectively and efficiently. So next time job cuts have to be made, communicate first, then proceed to decision making. This establishes fairness throughout the organization and may lead to fewer layoffs due to properly communicating.